All right, now for some windows and door. Or actually, let's do doors first, and then we'll do a video with windows. But just let me kind of go over some of the changes that I made, mainly because I wanted a little bit more space, a little more storage space. So what I ended up doing was stretching this wall out a few feet. I don't recall exactly how far. But I stretched that out so that I could add these closets and still have a reasonable amount of bathroom space. That may also change again. And that's just, again, the nature of design. Let's see, I can't remember if I had this last time, but this is a closet space for this restroom up here. This is a space for the air handler and water heater, kind of a mechanical space, if you will. Then down here I created what was going to be a pantry for the kitchen, and then a nook for the refrigerator. And it might still be that. I'm not sure. I'm really taking another look at this bedroom to see if this bedroom isn't just a bit too much. It may be perfectly okay, or I might be able to shift some things around to create, more room somewhere else in order to have, two areas with adequate space. But anyhow, that's where I'm at right now. Some of these other decisions that I just discussed, I will probably make sometime later. And that's what you have to do. A lot of times those ideas do not come to you until much later in the process. But for now, I'm going to create some doors. So to create my first door, anytime you're placing doors, you need to be in the door tool. Oftentimes people try to place doors when they're not in the door tool, and they say, "Mr. Fuller, I cannot place this door. It will not let me place the door." It's because you're not in the door tool. You need to be in the door tool in order to do that. So I'm going to click on the door tool. And of course, by default, this is what I get. Just a single flush 36 by 84 door. That's not the size I want. Now, I do want to consider things like, or it's actually not even the type I want. That's an interior door. And I was going to start with my exterior door. But let me go further on what I was going to say. Is that you have to think about code when you're doing doors. Code states that your doors must be 6 foot 8 inches tall. That's, there's no adjustment to that. You can go taller than that if you like. And as you see on this door, we're about 4 inches taller than 6 foot 8 inches. Another thing is that code does tell us that for at least one main egress on the structure, when they say egress, they're kind of talking about the front door. And that egress must be 32 inches wide. That is the minimum. However, you can go bigger than that. And actually, as far as design standards are concerned, you will want to go with a 36-inch front door, maybe even front and back door of 36 inch. Okay, so let's try this out. Again, I don't want that door, and of course there's all these doors are the same type of door, which is an interior single flush door. Let's see what Revit has to offer. We're going to click on this button called Load Family. So anytime there is not the item that you want in here, you will go to the Load Family button tool, and it will load another family of products. And we call these families, remember back in AutoCAD, we took some geometry, stuck it together to look like something, like maybe a sink or a toilet or something like that, and we called it a CAD block. Well, this is kind of like a CAD block. However, since it's in 3 dimensions, there are multiple different pieces of geometry and metrics involved and what have you. So it is a collection of all this geometry and dimensions, so we call it a family. So I'm going to scroll down, and I missed it, doors right there. And there's commercial and there's residential. And of course you can look through some of these too, but these are typically commercial. These that fall kind of outside any folder. But click on residential for if you're working on a residential structure. And we're looking for an exterior door. Now, as you see, these are the options. Not many options. However, these options can be duplicated. They can be edited. You can go online and download other options and put them in your folder to have more exterior doors. Or you can actually model your very own, and that's going to be much later on in our progress of learning this software, is how to model a family on your own. But we're going to keep things simple here, and we're going to look for a door. Now, those are little side pieces to a door. Here is a door. I'm going to use this for my front door. I like that little arc top. Click OK, and now it brings up this dialog box right here that asks us, or gives us choices of what size door do we want to use. And I'm going to use a 6 foot 8 inch door, which is the 80 inch and also 36 inches wide. And that's the door right now that I'm hovered over. So I click on that to highlight it. I click OK to open it. And then I place it somewhere down here that I want the door to go. Now, there's a tool that I can use. One, if I, depending on the side of the wall that I favor with my cursor, it's going to change whether the door swings to the inside or the outside. Okay. Now, if I want to change the swing from left to right, I hit my space button and it goes right or it goes left. Now, typically, if I'm going to put this door down on this corner, we want the door to open in a manner that it does not invade so much space. So I'm definitely going to have it swing to the right. And I'm going to place it over here. You typically want it about 3 to 6 inches from the wall. And Revit's good about kind of clicking at some decent distances or snapping to some decent distances. And also you want to think about consistency. So if you have many doors on your home, of course you will, on the inside, you'll want the consistency of having pretty much an even space between the wall and the door. So I'm going to click to place that door. And then, of course, I can still do some editing. As you see right now, the door is measured to the center. And I can actually click on that measurement and change that if I want to move it over a foot or two. Or if I want to, move it this way a foot or two. I can also click on these arrows to change the in or outward swing or the left or right swing. Let's put it back the way it should be. All right, so that is your front door, your 36-inch wide front door. Okay, now for other areas, I want to make a couple of passages, not really doors, just passages. So I'm going to go to Load Family again. And okay, it is in the main part of the folder, not under residential or commercial, but in the main section of the folder. And it is right here. It says door opening. And basically that just cuts a hole in the wall. I'll show you later how to do this manually, because you might want a hole in the wall that is bigger than the one they provide. As far as the ones they provide, it's a 36 by, this is it. 36 or 30 by 80 through 36 by 84. I want a 36 by 80. And this passage, I'm going to have a passage getting into this hallway right here. And I think the best place to put that, let's say right up here. You want to place this passage in a location that provides, decent privacy for anyone that lives back here in this section of the house. I might change that later. I don't know. Here, going into the kitchen, I am going to put you can do two things. You can actually delete this wall completely and make it an open concept, or do like I'm going to do, and I'm going to place two passages right here, and that's just one of my favorite designs for doing that in a living room. And that way you have all of your entertainment equipment that can go here, and then you can go into the kitchen through either of these doors. Okay, so that is how you place door openings. Now for interior doors, I'm going to do this kind of the same thing. Now they have these single flush doors loaded. You can use those if you want to, but there are other choices for interior doors, and they are interior, these different panel type doors. You have and also sliding type doors. Here's an interior double glass. We tend to refer to those as French doors. Here is a pocket door, which actually kind of slides into the wall. Here is a sliding door, which they kind of slide together, kind of like a telescope. Then, of course, you got single panel wood, 2 panel, 3 panel, 4 panel, on and on and on. There's the single panel that we're working with right now. There's a single glass and a single pocket panel. Okay, now I'm just going to use the regular single panel, single flush panel. Now on the interior doors, you have to put some thought into this. You want your occupants to be able to access the areas of the home conveniently. You don't necessarily need 36-inch wide doors. I have seen them, and sometimes, occupants request them. But I'm going to go with a 32, if there is one. There's not a 32 by 80, 30 by 80, 30 by 84. Everything else is 34 by 80. Okay, I would probably want to go with a 32 by 80, but I think I'm just going to, for the time being, I'm just going to stick with the 30 by 80. And we will place these doors. Now, doors for bedrooms, kind of like the front door here, you want it to swing to the inside of the room that it is hosting. And then, of course, you're going to flip your swing around to where the door opens without invading so much of the space. Okay, and this one could go either way. Let's see. This one we'll put here, which means we'll probably end up sliding that opening down some. And here's for the master bedroom. We're going to flip that one around. And let's see, we got this room down here. Flip it around. And we got this bathroom here. We're going to flip that one too. I think maybe a couple of these might be kind of close to the wall. I'll have to zoom in and check. That one definitely is. Now for moving my door, I can actually move it with my cursor, or I can use my arrow buttons on my keyboard and just nudge it a little bit, whichever way I would like for it to go. This one I'm going to nudge. Well, I can't nudge it that way. And I'm going to have to check the width of my hallway here, because that door is really fitting pretty tight. And yeah, I do need to do some work on, I'm not getting quite 36 inches in my hallway. And again, these are things you want to check as you go. I'm actually getting 2 foot 8 and 7/8. So I'm going to bump that just a little bit. Now let me see what I get. Bumped it twice. So from face to face, okay, just a little bit over 3 feet, which is perfect. And then I can slide this door on over some more or less in the center. And I think I'm going to do the same thing over here, where I think my space is not measured. It's not. Okay, and it was probably when I placed the hallways, when I placed the walls, I was measuring from center to center instead of measuring from face to face. That is something that you can change as well as you're modeling, and I think that one's good. And that is done basically, if I wanted to place a wall, say I want to place a new wall right here, I can change right here, finish face interior, exterior, center line, however I want to do that. Okay. So those are most of our doors. Now I need some closet doors. Closet doors, the only reason I'm showing you closet doors is because they're typically, depending on the type of closet, they're typically a little smaller. You can go down for a closet door, down to, let's see, interior, single panel wood, flush panel. Actually, I don't know if the flush panels come in any, yeah, they do come in a little bit smaller size. And actually, I could probably find that one I was looking for. There it is, that 32 by 80. That's the one that I was looking for over here, which it was not loaded into the project. I can load that in there if I want to and replace all those doors. But let's just continue on. And my closet doors, I want to make those 28 inches for just, doors that are going to open for someone to reach into and grab their clothes, not actually enter the closet. I'll probably go up to about a 30 or 32 inch wide door for those who would like to enter the closet, such as on some of these bigger walk-in closets. But as far as the closet door, again, you want to place it. You're not going to be able to do it perfectly, but place it where it impedes as little as the of the interior space of the bedroom as possible, and that would be involved with its left or right swing. And of course, it is going to open into the room, not into the closet that it hosts, because, well, you really just can't do that. There's not enough space. Now here, as we said, we had some closets being shared. So this closet will have a door. We'll flip that around. It'll have a door right there. And a lot of times I actually tend to shoot for the center when it comes to a interior closet door. And this one, I could swing it either way. It's not going to matter. Okay, and this one, this is a wide closet. And actually, this is going to be a wide closet. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a sliding door. So I'm going to click on, let's see, double pocket, double sliding. And again, double sliding, 2-panel wood, double sliding, double pocket. Okay, sliding. I would actually prefer to go with a flush panel because the rest of my doors are flush panel. However, I don't see one in the project or in Revit in general, so I would probably go and download one somewhere. And this is going to be a 5-foot wide, 60 by 80. Click OK. And we're going to place that sliding door right in the center here. So that is doors. No, I haven't placed all of my doors. I still need to put some doors here and there. But that's just to kind of give you a view of how that is done.